Operatives of Eagle Net Special Squad Delta State Police Command have arrested an ex-convict, Precious Okoro, for stealing a motorcycle just 5 days after completing a 2-year jail term for a similar offense. He was arrested alongside 18-year-old Buhari Deyegu. Police spokesperson SP Bright Edafe confirmed that operatives received a distress call about the missing motorcycle during a patrol. Working with members of Nigerian Hunter Security Service, they arrested the suspect and recovered the motorcycle. Further investigation led to a search of Okoro's residence, where the police recovered a Tiger generator, a fireman generator, and an iron measuring scale. Police say the items are believed to have been stolen. In a separate incident in Asaba, operatives of the Rapid Response Squad arrested 39-year-old Basi Udo with an English Beretta pistol. Police said Udo is part of a burglary syndicate that breaks into homes and cuts away valuables. Edafe disclosed that Udo was apprehended during a stop-and-search operation after showing signs of nervousness. He later confessed to purchasing the pistol for 30,000 naira. We now buy guns off the shelf, off the market for 30,000. But before we talk about the purchase of guns for 30,000, let's talk about rehabilitation. Do you think that, the reforms, do you think they actually indeed happen in prisons when convicts are released?
Well, I wouldn't think to have personal experience, but I've read, from people that there are some sorts of reforms, like, some of them do learn stuff like how to fix generators, lights and stuff like that. How to, some little handwork here and there. But I still feel like it's not enough, right? I still feel like it's not enough, because if it is, we wouldn't have cases like this where someone would be released from prison and just literally go back to what put him there in the first place, right? And it just goes to show that more can be done.
Okay.
Of course, humans have a choice. There are cases where you give someone literally everything they need to function, but they still choose to do the wrong things. Of course, there are cases like that. But we need to be sure that we are truly equipping these people. We need to be sure that they are mentally ready, they are psychologically ready to go back to the society.
All right.
It's one thing to just give them skills or equip them with skills and just send them back to the society. It's another thing to ensure that they meet some criteria. That, okay, some person A, ask them questions, questions that will make them think critically, which would eventually help you or help the system, the prison system, understand that this person is fit to be back to the society. Else, should probably be put under more watch.
Right.
I'm not saying it should be incarcerated, right? But at least it can be put under some watch for a few months, And I think on this show, I've said a few times, the system should also have affiliations with organizations. It could be federal, it could be states, or even private, depending on the relationship they have with these bodies. I feel like a system whereby the prison, the prison system, right, can what's the word to use, to create the prison system can create an inflow or a flow whereby they can send in people that have served their time, right? Send them into some organizations for like some sort of internship. For sort of training or
because you have said that they're probably trained on how to repair generating sets. They are given some kind of a skill set. It is called a correctional facility, and before these people are reintegrated into society, right, you would expect that they already have the skills. Like we are currently thinking, okay, someone might have learned how to fix the generator, but the reality, the reality of Nigeria is this: lots of people that haven't even been imprisoned, that have skills, that have an education, are unable to secure jobs. Now, when you let out a prisoner that haven't stayed in prison for 2 years, 2 years till today is about 2023, yeah? So if this person was incarcerated in 2023, this is 2025, and life has definitely moved forward. For starters, most of them, if they don't have a support system as regards family, they might not even have a place to stay. Right. Now, with the recommendation of saying that government should liaise with companies, are we going to also factor in that people that are done with school don't have jobs? And the government hasn't yet fully liaised, although even though we have the NYSC scheme over there, most times, sometimes the organizations do not retain after the scheme. Do you think that in lieu of this, in trying to incorporate, in trying to incorporate people that have gone through correctional facilities into the system, do you think it will be easy for the government to do that when we are yet to actually get people that are educated, people that are free from crime, employed in the current systems?
I mean, those are valid points. I mean, this issue just it spans way beyond um, just correctional facility or prison systems and inmates that have been released. Because when we have conversations like this, you find out that most of the solutions cannot be gotten just from one direction. We have a long way to go. And I mean, just like you rightly say, if there are no jobs for even I mean, thousands of students are being graduated yearly, right?
Right.
In different levels, BScs, masters, PhD, and you find that some PhD students or doctors do not even have jobs. Some master students are trying to even look for more masters to see if they can get more jobs or if they can get opportunities to get jobs rather.
Right.
So the fact remains that there are no jobs, but this is just a solution. Assuming, permit me to say, we had jobs, but then it doesn't mean we shouldn't analyze these things, right? And think
Right.
of ways that or think of systems that can work for us. Because if we have a working system, that would have been a good way to go,
Right.
right? During their time in prison, you would have checked them psychologically, asked them questions. Oh, what would you like to do if you are being released today? Oh, I want to be a technical person. I want to fix stuff. Oh, I would like to learn this. I would like to learn that. Or I would like to get into this. And from there, you find ways of incorporating them into the society. I want to mention a fact. I don't know if it's a fact, permit me, but back then, I think some years ago, when I was taking my master's degree in Kaduna,
Right.
and then I think the train station just came up around that period, and I noticed there were lots of Chinese people um, um, operating the train station basically. And I was like, oh, why are Nigerians not doing this? It doesn't make any sense. Then I don't know if it was a fact or not. It could be, but I did hear like twice, and I heard that most of those people are people that are serving time or just finished serving time, but they are literally working here in Nigeria. It was a funny dynamic, but I mean, at the end of the day, it kind of made sense because
So, so,
instead of
so
just sending them,
from this
yeah,
remote story you hear,
yeah,
this Chinese people working in this this train station, they are
hmm
convicts from their home country, or they are convicts from Nigeria.
basically from their own country. So I know it may seem weird, but at the same time, it will be hard for them to commit crime if you take the direction I'm coming from because they literally have a job that is paying them, even if it's not in their country. I don't know the kind of bilateral agreements Nigeria had, but imagine we had that kind of system for that kind of flow for our citizens, right, or for our inmates in Nigeria. I mean, okay, you're going back into the society, but this is a role that you have to fill for the next 6 months so that we can observe, you know, how you progress in
Basically,
society. And
we
that,
are talking about this like some form of probation period.
yes, just to watch them. They are free men and whatnot, but they'll come in at some period to, oh, I went to my maybe every month you go back to the correctional facility and submit a report, or the organization can submit a report saying this person A has been diligent, whatnot and whatnot and whatnot. I mean, within 6 months, that would create some sense of purpose, if I may say so. Rather than just letting them back into the society, just like you rightly said, some of them were incarcerated maybe 2, 3, 5 years ago, and they get back into the society. Things have changed. It's not like there are more jobs, right? Because there is more advancement. They probably do not even have places to stay. They
Right.
have no option.
And feeding has
They'll
become a
literally go
lot
back
more
to where
expensive.
feeding is way more. I mean, before he was incarcerated, he was probably buying a cup of Gary 100 naira, but now you literally cannot spend 100 naira on anything. So you don't expect them to feed on air and water,
Right.
literally.
And when they are
Yes,
hit
they'll
with the
have to.
reality of these changes, they just go back to what they know how to do
Literally,
best.
literally.
Thank you so much for your insight on that report.